Welcome to the world of American coins, where every quarter tells a story of history, liberty, and national pride. These Washington quarters carry the timeless symbols liberty, in God we trust, and E pluribus unum, along with a portrait of George Washington. Designed by John Flanagan and issued by the United States Mint, these coins are true pieces of American heritage. The 1972 D Washington quarter is one of the most recognizable coins in modern American numismatics. Struck at the United States Mint facility in Denver, this coin carries a familiar portrait of George Washington on the obverse. The front of the coin features the inscriptions Liberty above Washington's portrait, In God We Trust to the left, and the date 1972 below. The small D mint mark, located to the right of the ribbon beneath Washington's neck, identifies it as a Denver Mint issue. During the early 1970s, the United States was experiencing significant social and economic changes, and everyday coins like the 1972 D quarter became an essential part of daily commerce. Millions of Americans handled these quarters while purchasing goods, paying for services, and conducting routine transactions, making them a familiar piece of American life. The reverse of the 1972 D quarter displays the classic heraldic eagle design created by John Flanagan. The eagle stands proudly with its wings spread, perched on a bundle of arrows symbolizing strength and readiness. Beneath the arrows are two olive branches representing peace. Around the top edge appears the inscription United States of America, while E pluribus unum is placed above the eagle's head. The denomination quarter dollar is shown along the bottom rim. This design had been used on Washington quarters since 1932 and remained a symbol of American coinage until the bicentennial redesign of the mid-1970s. The artistic balance of the reverse side has made it one of the most admired designs in U.S. coin history. The 1972 D Washington quarter was struck using a copper-nickel clad composition, which had replaced a traditional 90% silver composition after 1964. The coin consists of an inner core of pure copper sandwiched between outer layers of copper and nickel. It weighs approximately 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, and features a reeded edge. The change to clad coinage was primarily driven by rising silver prices during the 1960s. By 1972, clad quarters had become the standard circulating quarter throughout the United States. Although they lacked silver content, these coins proved durable and economical for large-scale production, helping meet the nation's growing demand for circulating coinage. Production of the 1972 D quarter was substantial, with the Denver Mint striking hundreds of millions of examples for circulation. Because of this high mintage, the coin is generally considered common in circulated grades. However, collectors still seek well-preserved examples that exhibit strong luster, minimal contact marks, and attractive eye appeal. Finding a coin that has survived decades of circulation in pristine condition can be challenging. Mint state specimens with exceptional surfaces often command premiums because they are much scarcer than heavily circulated examples. Collectors assembling complete sets of Washington quarters frequently search for high-grade 1972 D pieces to improve the quality of their collections. The quality of strike varies among 1972 D quarters. Some coins display sharply defined details in Washington's hair and on the eagle's feathers, while others show softer striking characteristics due to dye wear or production factors. Specialists carefully examine these details when evaluating a coin. Strong strikes often reveal greater detail in the eagle's breast feathers, wings, and tail, as well as more pronounced features in Washington's portrait. Coins exhibiting crisp design elements are generally more desirable to advanced collectors and may receive higher market values when combined with excellent preservation. One important aspect of collecting 1972 D quarters is a search for errors and varieties. While most examples are standard issues, some collectors have discovered coins with off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planches, double dies, and other mint-produced anomalies. Such errors can attract significant interest because they are much rarer than normal coins. Error collectors enjoy studying these unusual pieces because they provide insight into the minting process and the occasional mistakes that occur during large-scale coin production. A dramatic and visually obvious error can sometimes be worth many times the value of a normal quarter. The historical context of the 1972 D quarter also adds interest. During 1972, the United States was deeply involved in the later years of the Vietnam War, while major political and cultural developments were shaping the nation. The quarter circulated during a period marked by technological advancement, economic change, and growing global influence. Every surviving coin from that year serves as a small historical artifact, connecting modern collectors to a specific era in American history. Many collectors enjoy imagining the countless hands through which these coins passed and the transactions they facilitated over the decades. Today, most circulated 1972D Washington quarters are worth only a modest premium above face value unless they contain notable errors or are preserved in exceptionally high grades. Coins certified by professional grading services can command significantly higher prices if they achieve top mint state grades. Brilliant uncirculated examples with original mint luster are especially sought after by collectors striving for register quality sets. The combination of historical significance, classic design, and the possibility of discovering valuable high-grade specimens continues to make the 1972D Washington quarter an appealing coin for both beginning and experienced numismatists. For many coin enthusiasts, the 1972D quarter represents more than just 25 cents. It reflects an important chapter in the evolution of American coinage, illustrating the transition from silver to clad compositions while preserving the enduring image of George Washington. Whether found in pocket change, inherited in a collection, or acquired from a coin dealer, this coin remains a fascinating piece of United States history. Its enduring popularity demonstrates how even common circulating. The 1970 Washington quarter is a classic piece of American coinage that reflects both the history and everyday commerce of the United States during the early 1970s. The obverse of the coin features a familiar portrait of George Washington, along with the inscriptions "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the date 1970. The design was created by John Flanagan and had been in continuous use since 1932. Washington's image was chosen to commemorate the 200th anniversary of his birth, and over the decades the quarter became one of the most recognized coins in American circulation. By 1970, the Washington quarter had already become an essential part of daily life, used in businesses, vending machines, public transportation systems, and countless cash transactions across the nation. The reverse side of the 1970 quarter displays a majestic eagle with its wings spread wide, perched on a bundle of arrows. Beneath the eagle are olive branches, symbols of peace, while the arrows represent strength and readiness to defend the nation. Encircling the design are the inscriptions United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, and Quarter Dollar. The phrase E Pluribus Unum translates from Latin as out of many, one, emphasizing the unity of the states that form the nation. This reverse design remained a familiar symbol on Washington quarters for many decades and became deeply associated with American coinage and national identity. One of the most important aspects of the 1970 quarter is its composition. Earlier Washington quarters minted before 1965 were made from 90% silver. However, due to rising silver prices and growing demand for circulating coinage, the composition was changed beginning in 1965. The 1970 quarter was struck using a copper-nickel clad composition, featuring outer layers of copper-nickel bonded to a pure copper core. The coin weighs approximately 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, and features a reeded edge. This new composition allowed the United States Mint to continue producing large quantities of coins without the expense associated with silver. During 1970, quarters were produced at the Philadelphia and Denver mint facilities. Philadelphia coins typically carried no mint mark, while Denver coins featured a D mint mark. Millions of quarters were struck to satisfy the needs of a growing economy. These coins entered circulation almost immediately and were used extensively in everyday transactions. Because of heavy use over many years, most surviving examples exhibit varying degrees of wear. Collectors often encounter pieces with flattened hair details on Washington's portrait, reduced sharpness in the eagle's feathers, and worn lettering resulting from decades of circulation. Collectors value the 1970 quarter for several reasons. First, it represents an important period in American numismatic history, occurring shortly after the transition from silver to clad coinage. Second, it is part of the long-running Washington Quarter series, one of the most widely collected coin series in the United States. Many hobbyists enjoy assembling complete date and mint collections, and the 1970 issue is an essential component of such sets. While circulated examples are generally common, high-grade uncirculated pieces can be considerably more difficult to locate because relatively few are preserved in pristine condition. The quality of the strike is another feature that collectors examine carefully. Coins produced for circulation were struck rapidly, and some examples display weaker details than others. Areas such as Washington's hair above the ear and the eagle's breast feathers often reveal the quality of the strike. Well-struck specimens with strong details, bright luster, and minimal contact marks are particularly attractive to collectors. Original mint luster, which creates a cartwheel effect when the coin is tilted under light, is especially desirable and can significantly enhance a coin's appeal. Era and variety collectors also search 1970 quarters for unusual minting characteristics. Some examples have been reported with die cracks, off-center strikes, clip planches, double features, and other production anomalies. These mint errors occurred during the manufacturing process and can make an otherwise ordinary quarter much more interesting and valuable. Serious collectors frequently use magnification and specialized lighting to inspect coins for subtle varieties and errors that may not be visible to the naked eye. Condition remains the most important factor affecting the value of a 1970 Washington quarter. Most heavily circulated examples remain worth face value, but coins preserved in mint state grades often command premiums. Professional grading services evaluate coins based on wear, strike quality, luster, and surface preservation. Examples that achieve the highest certified grades are especially prized because very few coins survive decades without acquiring scratches, marks, or other imperfections. The combination of rarity and superior preservation can make top-quality specimens highly desirable among collectors. Today, the 1970 Washington quarter continues to be appreciated by numismatists and history enthusiasts alike. It serves as a tangible connection to an important era in American history and reflects the technological and economic changes that shaped modern United States coinage. Whether discovered in an old coin collection, inherited from a family member, or found unexpectedly in circulation, the 1970 quarter offers collectors an opportunity to study American craftsmanship, monetary history, and national symbolism. More than half a century after it was minted, this coin remains an enduring reminder of the people, events, and traditions that helped shape the United States and its rich numismatic heritage. The 1986 D Washington quarter is a notable coin in the long-running Washington quarter series of the United States. Struck at the United States Mint facility in Denver, Colorado, this coin carries a D mint mark identifying its place of manufacture. The Washington quarter series began in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington and had become one of the most familiar coins in American circulation by 1986. The obverse of the coin features a famous left-facing portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. Above the portrait appears the inscription Liberty, while In God We Trust is displayed to the left. The date 1986 appears at the bottom, and the small D mint mark is located near the ribbon beneath Washington's neck. This design had already been in continuous use for more than 5 decades and remained a powerful symbol of American history and national identity. The reverse side of the 1986 D quarter showcases the classic heraldic eagle design that collectors had come to recognize instantly. The eagle stands proudly with its wings spread, perched atop a bundle of arrows that symbolize the nation's strength and readiness to defend its principles. Below the arrows are olive branches, representing peace and goodwill. Above the eagle's head is the inscription E pluribus unum, the traditional Latin motto meaning out of many, one. Encircling the upper portion of the coin is United States of America, while the denomination quarter dollar appears at the bottom. This reverse design served the quarter series faithfully for decades before eventually being replaced by newer commemorative and state-themed designs in later years. For many collectors, the traditional eagle reverse remains one of the most iconic images in American coinage. The 1986 D Washington quarter was struck using the copper-nickel clad composition that had become standard after the removal of silver from circulating quarters in 1965. The coin contains an inner core of pure copper bonded between outer layers of copper and nickel. It weighs approximately 5.67 grams, measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter, and has a reeded edge consisting of numerous small grooves. This composition was chosen because it was durable, economical, and resistant to wear. By the mid-1980s, Americans had become completely accustomed to clad coinage, and the transition away from silver had become a distant memory for many younger citizens. Nevertheless, collectors continue to compare modern clad quarters with their earlier silver counterparts, appreciating the differences in appearance, weight, and historical significance. The year 1986 was an important one in American history. The nation was experiencing economic growth, technological innovation, and significant cultural developments. Personal computers were becoming increasingly common, and advances in communication technology were beginning to reshape everyday life. The quarter played a vital role in commerce during this period, being used in vending machines, parking meters, laundromats, public telephones, and countless daily transactions. Every 1986 D quarter that survives today serves as a miniature historical artifact from a time when the United States was entering a new technological age while still relying heavily on physical currency for everyday purchases. One of the reasons collectors pay attention to the 1986 D quarter is the challenge of finding examples in exceptional condition. Although millions of these coins entered circulation, many acquired scratches, nicks, and were shortly after leaving the mint. Coins that have retained their original mint luster, sharp details, and attractive surfaces are considerably scarcer than ordinary circulated examples. Numismatists carefully examine Washington's hair, cheek, and jawline, along with the eagle's feathers and lettering, to determine the quality of preservation. High-grade examples certified by professional grading services are especially prized because they represent some of the finest survivors from the year's production. Strike quality is another important consideration when evaluating a 1986 D quarter. During large-scale production, dies gradually wear out, which can affect the sharpness of details on the coins they produce. Well-struck specimens exhibit crisp details throughout Washington's portrait and strong definition in the eagle's feathers. Collectors often seek coins with fully struck design elements because they display the artistry of the original design more effectively. Strong strikes, combined with excellent preservation, can significantly enhance a coin's desirability and market value. The 1986 D quarter is also of interest to collectors who specialize in mint errors and varieties. Although most examples were produced correctly, occasional manufacturing mistakes occurred during the minting process. These errors can include off-center strikes, clip planches, die cracks, die breaks, double dies, and other unusual features. Because such pieces are far less common than standard quarters, they often attract attention from collectors seeking unique additions to their collections. Error coins provide valuable insight into the complex machinery and procedures used in coin production and demonstrate that even highly controlled manufacturing processes can occasionally produce unexpected results. For collectors building complete Washington quarter sets, the 1986 D issue occupies an important place within the modern clad era. While not generally considered a rare date, it remains an essential component of a comprehensive collection. Many hobbyists enjoy searching through rolls of quarters, dealer inventories, and coin shows to locate examples with exceptional eye appeal. The pursuit of high-quality specimens encourages careful study of grading standards, strike characteristics, and surface preservation, helping collectors deepen their understanding of numismatics. The 1989 D Washington quarter is a fascinating piece of modern United States coinage and an important part of the long-running Washington quarter series. Produced at the Denver facility of a United States Mint, this coin bears a small D mint mark, identifying it as a Denver Mint issue. By 1989, the Washington quarter had already been circulating for more than 50 years and had become one of the most recognizable coins in American history. The obverse, or front side, features a distinguished left-facing portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. Above Washington's head is the inscription Liberty, while the national motto In God We Trust appears to the left of the portrait. The date 1989 is located at the bottom, and the Denver Mint mark appears near the ribbon below Washington's neck. This classic design remained a symbol of American heritage and stability during a decade marked by rapid technological advancement and global change. The reverse side of the 1989 D quarter features a traditional eagle design that had appeared on Washington quarters since their introduction in 1932. The eagle stands proudly with its wings spread wide, symbolizing freedom, strength, and national pride. It rests upon a bundle of arrows, representing the nation's readiness to defend itself, while olive branches below the arrows symbolize peace. Above the eagle's head appears the Latin motto E Pluribus Unum, which translates to out of many, one. Around the upper edge of the coin is the inscription United States of America, and along the lower edge appears quarter dollar. This reverse design became one of the most enduring and recognizable images in American numismatics, admired by collectors for its balance, symbolism, and timeless appearance. Like other circulating quarters of its era, the 1989 D Washington quarter was struck using a copper-nickel-clad composition. This composition consists of an inner core of pure copper bonded between outer layers made from a copper-nickel alloy. The coin weighs approximately 5.67 grams, measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter, and has a reeded edge. This clad structure was introduced after the removal of silver from circulating quarters in 1965 due to rising silver prices. By 1989, clad coinage had become completely standard in the United States, providing durability and cost efficiency while allowing the mint to produce the large quantities needed for commerce. The year 1989 was a memorable period in world history. Significant political and cultural events were taking place across the globe, including developments that would eventually reshape international relations. In the United States, economic growth, expanding technology, and changing consumer habits characterized the era. The quarter remained an essential component of everyday transactions, used in vending machines, public telephones, parking meters, laundromats, and retail purchases. Millions of Americans handled 1989 D quarters without giving them much thought. Yet today these coins serve as historical artifacts that reflect a specific moment in time. Every surviving specimen carries a connection to the late 1980s and the daily lives of the people who used it. Although the 1989 D quarter was produced in very large numbers, collectors continue to seek examples in exceptional condition. Most quarters entered circulation immediately after being minted and accumulated scratches, marks, and wear over years of use. Coins that escaped extensive circulation and retained their original mint luster are significantly more desirable. Numismatists evaluate the quality of a coin by examining details such as Washington's hair, cheek, jawline, and the sharpness of lettering. On the reverse, attention is given to the eagle's feathers, wings, and overall strike quality. High-grade mint-state examples often command premiums because relatively few survive in nearly perfect condition. Strike quality is particularly important for collectors assembling high-quality Washington quarter sets. During mass production, coin dies gradually wear out, which can reduce the sharpness of design details. Well-struck 1989 D quarters display crisp hair details on Washington and strong feather definition on the eagle. These coins reveal the full beauty of John Flanagan's design, and are generally preferred by advanced collectors. A combination of strong strike, attractive luster, and minimal surface imperfections can greatly increase a coin's desirability and value within the numismatic marketplace. The 1989 D quarter is also of interest to collectors who specialize in mint errors and varieties. Although most examples were produced correctly, occasional mistakes occurred during the minting process. These errors may include off-center strikes, clip planches, die cracks, die breaks, double dies, and other unusual features. Error coins are often much scarcer than normal examples and can attract strong interest from collectors. Such pieces provide insight into the minting process and demonstrate how mechanical imperfections can result in unique and collectible coins. The rarity and visual appeal of an error largely determine its value and demand. For many hobbyists, collecting Washington quarters is about more than monetary worth. The 1989 D quarter represents a continuation of a design tradition that had endured for more than half a century. The portrait of George Washington serves as a reminder of the nation's founding principles and historical legacy, while the reverse eagle symbolizes strength, unity, and peace. Together, these elements create a coin that combines artistry, history, and practicality. Even common-date quarters like the 1989 D issue can become meaningful collectibles when viewed through the lens of history and preservation. Collectors often include the 1989 D quarter in complete data and mint mark sets of Washington quarters. Because the coin is generally affordable, it provides an accessible entry point for new collectors while still offering challenges for those seeking top-quality examples. Searching for coins with superior eye appeal, exceptional strikes, and original surfaces adds excitement to the hobby and encourages a deeper appreciation for coin grading and preservation techniques. Today, the 1989 D Washington quarter remains a popular coin among collectors of modern United States currency. While most circulated examples are worth only face value, uncirculated specimens certify.